beberapa tempat lah. Juga pegawai-pegawai teknikal yang juga turut hadir pada pagi ini. Jadi pada pagi ini kita hanya ada satu lagi permohonan ataupun feedback kepada draft rancangan tempatan Majlis Perbandaran Ampang Jaya. Jadi tanpa mengenakan masa, saya ingin jemput saya rasa Datuk Iren Cheng untuk, kerana nama Datuk yang pertama, jadi saya jemput Datuk untuk mungkin untuk memberi kesempatan dua kata apa yang Datuk ingin sampaikan kepada panel pendengaran awam ini. Silakan.
Terima kasih Wan. Tapi sebelum saya memberi itu idea saya ingat kami nak tengok apakah jajaran SUKE, apakah itu jajaran SUKE kepada kita apa ini. Baru kami ada komen lah tadi. It is better because we have
Datuk Eden, jajaran yang cetak dalam draft rancangan tempatan MPAJ ini adalah cadangan. Jadi saya rasa Datuk dan juga rakan-rakan yang hadir pada pagi ini mendasarkan aduan ataupun feedback mengikut apa yang telah dipaparkan dalam draft rancangan tempatan. So mungkin kalau nak kita berapa slide ada? Ada berapa slide? Mungkin nak tunjuk, kita boleh tunjuk kalau disediakan.
Untuk rancangan tempatan ada satu slide sajalah yang merangkumi kawasan Taman Bukit Segarjaya. Okay. Ini yang dipaparkan dalam gula tanah rancangan tempatan MPJ pengubahan. Jadi yang berwarna kuning ini adalah jajaran Highway SUKE yang melalui Taman Jarang Tamas, Taman Bukit Segar dan juga Taman Bukit Segarjaya. Ini yang ditunjukkan dalam rancangan tempatan. Jadi slide-slide lain untuk detail tadi itu lebih detail lah, yang tapi tidak ditunjukkan di dalam rancangan tempatan.
Boleh tunjuk? Okay, mungkin kita straight.
Okay, ini yang melalui kawasan jajaran dengan reka bentuk yang melalui kawasan Ceras Al-Tambas dan juga Taman Bukit Segarjaya. Jadi untuk makluman aja, saya mohon pihak LNM ataupun lintas untuk beri maklumat sikit.
Ada wakil dari LNM kan? Secara ringkas
secara ringkas saya bagi nama saya Fu, saya bagi pihak SUKE. Secara ringkasnya nak bentangkan jajaran SUKE di kawasan Cerah Tamas dan Bukit Segarjaya. So daripada Cerah Sekajang kita flyover masuk ke Forest Reserve kat sini, kat sebelah Bukit Segarjaya. The main line daripada yang ni daripada Sungai Besi, yang ni daripada Ulu Kelang. So kita ada satu rem keluar daripada SUKE, daripada Ulu Kelang untuk ke Cerah Tamas. So this rem yang ni juga untuk traffic daripada Sungai Besi naik rem U-turn ke main line untuk turun ke Cerah Tamas. Daripada Cerah Tamas dalam Bukit Segarjaya, sini kita ada satu junction kat sini untuk naik dari ke ramp untuk hala ke Ulu Kelang dan patah balik ke arah Sungai Besi.
Ada lagi nak tunjuk slide?
What dia kata sebenarnya?
Hmm?
Saya tak faham lah. Dia cakap itu kita pun tak faham. Itu sangat general lah. Yang mas spesifik taman ke taman ke mana. Ini tak boleh cakap ini sana biji saya pun tak faham macam apa.
Datuk, ini sangat jelas. Kita boleh lihat jalan, kita boleh lihat taman. Jadi biasanya, Datuk, ini adalah sesi pendengaran awam, bukan sesi taklimat. Tapi saya bagi laluan lah. Kalau ada penjelasan yang perlu diberi oleh syarikat concession ataupun LRM, kita benarkan pada pagi ini khas untuk penduduk-penduduk pada pagi ini saja.
Selamat pagi ya. Saya nak jelaskan sedikit.
Bagi nama dulu.
Nama saya Richard Ng. Saya duduk dekat Taman Bukit Segar Jaya 2. Sebenarnya Taman Bukit Segar Jaya 1 dan 2 yang label situ adalah Bukit Segar Jaya 1. Bukit Segar Jaya 2 adalah kat bawah sana tu. Next to Taman Segar Perdana tu. Jadi itu label ada sedikit tak betul lah. Jadi saya nak tanya, laluan ini sebenarnya adalah seperti laluan TNB yang kita protes ni. Jadi kalau nak buat highway dekat ini Forest Reserve naik atas Cerut, bila dia pergi dekat belakang Bukit Segar Jaya 2, itu semua cerut bukit yang sangat kecurunannya adalah sangat tinggi. Yang kita khawatir dan kita protes jajaran ini adalah sebab itu cerut bukit akan dijejas kerana pembinaan lebuh raya ini. Kita takut ada landslide, runtuhan tanah ke apa-apa kalau kita nak jejaskan itu cerut bukit kat sana. Kalau tuan-tuan ada pergi ke sana, itu cerut bukit banyak steep tau. Jadi kita proteslah dengan pembinaan ini, dengan alam semula jadi akan dibinasakan sebab ada banyak hutan forest reserve, pokok-pokok dengan greenery yang akan dijejaskan sebab pembinaan lebuh raya dekat sini. Yang kita beli rumah sini adalah kerana udara yang segar sebab itu nama kita Bukit Segar. Jadi kalau ni Bukit Segar, kalau you bina ini jalan raya tak segar lagi lah. Itu bukit sudah tak segar lagi. Jadi kita nak protes jajaran seperti yang ditunjukkan di slide sini. Dengan kita nak tahu apakah EIA ke Environmental Impact Assessment yang telah dibuat oleh pihak-pihak yang tertentu tentang pembinaan ini. Sebab saya ingat adalah banyak damage lah kepada alam semula jadi dengan greenery, dengan cerut bukit. Itu sebab yang kita tak nak. Lepas kalau you bina ini lebuh raya jajaran macam ni ya, ada pencemaran habuk, pencemaran bunyi, banyak kereta yang lalu sini. On top of tak ada pokok dan greenery, kita dapat habuk dan carbon monoxide. Jadi inilah yang kita tak suka dan kita akan buat protes lah sekuat-kuatnya.
Terima kasih Encik Richard Ng. Richard Ng. Ada sesiapa yang hadir pada pagi ini yang ingin tambah? Yang semua duduk dekat Taman Segar?
Yes.
Semua?
Ya, okey. Saya nak tambah sekali.
Nama
Wadi Elizabeth.
Nama
Okey, saya
Encik.
Kuah juga dari Bukit Segar Jaya 2.
Sorry, apa nama Encik?
Kuah, Mr. Kuah.
K-U-A-H.
K-U-A-H.
A-H.
Okey. Yang itu SUKE highway. Yang itu highway. Okey, you have been proposing. Okey. Yang terbanyak highway di Kuala Lumpur sekarang, okey. Dan kita nak tahu kalau you berbini itu highway ke highway, you can solve the traffic problem or not? Right? Yang pertama kita nak tahu, okay? Okay, kita tahu you ada technical expertise, okay? Dan apa you boleh buat? Yes. Kita nak tahu you can solve the traffic problem right now, okay? Ada so many highway, okay, in the KL city, okay? No one, okay, tak tiada satu boleh solve the traffic problem, okay? Kalau, okay, you continue building, the whole KL is going to be on top of each highway. So kita tak suka penduduk kita, okay? Yang ini saya nak komen.
Ada pandangan daripada penduduk-penduduk yang hadir? Silakan. Datuk.
Actually, kami sudah ada banyak ini taklimat atau ada itu penemuan jangan suka. Setakat ini kami masih tak ada itu jajaran yang memang betul. Kita tak faham. Saya sudah hadir ada 5 kali wajib, tapi setakat ini saya memang dapat itu perangan yang betul, yang tepat. Mana yang jalan tol? Saya tengok ada memang ada nama Taman Bukit Jaya 1, 2, 2, tapi you naik bukit lah, ada action lah, saya memang tak faham. Nanti saya balik taman, saya tak tahu macam nak explain. So harapan ini kita ambil peluang untuk suka nak explain yang lebih tepat, yang lebih profesional. This is very general, because I've been meeting them for 5 times until now. I don't know what is the actual right away. So wasting our time. I hope SUKE can come up something more concrete and something more professional. This is very general. Okay? I come in for 5 times. I'm wasting my time for meeting. So please, SUKE, be professional a bit. Come with something more concrete and something very specific. How do you go? Okay? They got the hill, as what you just said, got hill. Got everything, and then they got now we got 25,000 residents, all the taman, all very close, you know, the flyover. So you open the door and see the flyover already. Come on. Okay, this area, you know, DMB is coming, MRT one is coming, this also come, the whole area become already. MRT 2 is coming, SUKE is coming, this DMB coming. What the hell? See? This kind of city planning. It's a laughing stock in the world. So I hope SUKE can come with something more professional. What is that? I think many of you also don't understand. How do you go? Is it exchange? How you go in? How you go out? Just like that. I think maybe you also don't know what I try to explain. It's very general.
Okay, YB, I just want to ask you one question. This is the forest reserve. Okay? What is the definition of forest reserve? You allow all these things to come in. You have to, okay, you are the lawmaker. Okay, you have to, okay, obey the law. We elected you to be lawmaker, and yet you break the law. You change the law. That is not fair to us. Okay, you give me a definition of what is jabatan hutan. Okay, then if your answer is acceptable, it's okay for us.
I think you need to study Akta Perhutanan Negara before you make comments like that. Don't make comments out of nothing.
No, I am not making comment out of nothing. Okay. My question is, this is the forest
that we are.
I know you have the act. Okay, I know you have the act, but you have to obey. You have to observe to protect the resident. You have to respect the act. Use the act to respect us.
Precisely. So you go back, you check on the act, and see what is allowable and what is not.
I know it can be allowable. I know it can be allowable. Of course, law is pending. But against, you have to take interest of the residents. You've got so many highways. Why you still need another highway to go through the border reserve?
Let me add Sebab kalau you kata ni forest reserve, tapi sekarang you tukar you punya mind to build a highway dalam forest reserve kawasan ni, is that fair ke to semua resident? Kita beli rumah sini, KZ ni sekitar rumah taman kita ni adalah forest reserve. Itulah keadaan bila kita beli rumah. Tapi sekarang you tukar itu land punya KZ, you kata boleh tukar-tukar, suka-suka you tukar, you buat mini highway, you angkat, you sabun itu tanah untuk buat mini highway. You make a mockery of the land forest reserve. I know you have the power, but your power comes from the election of the people who stays here. Alright? You have the power to change whatever act because you are the lawmaker, as Mr. Kwa said. But I am utterly disappointed that you change the act without any consideration to the residents and being unfair totally to us. We bought this house, kita beli ini rumah banyak-banyak susah sebab ini mahal. Kita buat kerja tiap-tiap hari untuk dapatkan rumah yang nice, yang udara yang segar. Tapi sekarang you buat ni highway dekat sini, fair ke untuk kita semua? Apa ni maknanya forest reserve kalau you boleh tukar-tukar? Might as well don't say forest reserve lah. Betul tak? I understand, you know more than me. Akta, don't go and tell me I don't know, because I really don't know. But the layman we see when we buy a house, ini adalah forest reserve, ini adalah cerun. So we think nothing will be built there. But now you're telling me you can build a highway like this. And if you look at where you're drawn, do you know how close the highway goes across the Cemara flat? Berapakah jauh itu highway dekat itu Cemara flat? You ada ingat tak penduduk dekat Cemara flat tu? Apakah perasaan mereka? Kena duduk sebelah ni highway. Hari-hari ada pollution, hari-hari ada bunyi tau. Sangat dekat lah. Nanti itu orang laju-laju jangan masuk itu Cemara highway, Cemara itu flat ada orang mati siapa yang tanggung jawab? You buat ini highway nanti ada tanah runtuh, siapa yang tanggung jawab? Saya mau tahu siapa akan pergi penjara kalau ada ini malapetaka. God forbid if there's a landslide, some of the residents are buried in the landslide. I'm telling you that. And I want to know, saya nak tahu kalau ada tanah runtuh, ada resident yang mati dalam tanah runtuh ni, siapa akan bertanggung jawab? Siapa akan pergi penjara? Saya mau tahu nama sekarang. You akan buat environmental assessment, EIA. Kita nak tengok technical bagaimana yang akan bina ni highway tekan ni cerun yang sangat cerun, very steep hill. Already last time all the landslide tanah runtuh, takkanlah government dah cakap tak boleh bina apa-apa kalau kecurunannya sangat cerun. Tapi sekarang ini semua tak ingat lagi. Masa sudah lalu, orang tak ingat. Lagi mau build ni, lagi ada malapetaka. Sorry. Lagi mau bina lagi. Siapa yang akan tanggung jawab? Saya mau tahu.
Okay, YB. Okay, YB, the question is, have the SUKE Provintas made any social impact, technical impact right now? Sudah buat tak social impact? You see, you all haven't do anything. A project, you have to be appropriately drafted, planned, before you know it's viable. And then we are very disappointed that the forest reserve can be built anything there. But before we bought, you tell us that it can be built. You don't. This is whose responsibility? Come on, man. This is a government responsibility. It's a government responsibility, state government responsibilities to inform the public. Are you going to tell me there is a law to say that there is not the government responsibility to inform the public? Then what the hell we elect people like you?
Morning, YB. My name is Madam Chong Yi Fong. I want to tanya more on the SUKE highway. Okay, for example,
Madam
Chong Yi Fong.
Sorry, Madam Chong. This is not a Q&A.
No,
This is not a
this
taklimat.
entry part I want to know. This is our garden here. This I'm more concerned this part because you label here wrongly Bukit Segar Jaya 1. This is our concern here. Taman Bukit Segar Jaya 1. Okay. This is the just now our friend say the Cemara very near here, and I see here this is the one here mentioned here entry ramp. Is this an entry here to the SUKE highway? Here. And do you know that this jalan, this curb here, accident has been happening very frequent. This curb. Very often here. And if this is an entry ramp, I don't know how does it entry here and then it has a U-turn here. Why? Okay? U-turn back here, I don't know how does this go about. Maybe they can explain why there's a U-turn here and why there's an entry ramp here.
Mr. Fu, can you just briefly explain?
Yes. This road will be maintained. At the moment, there's a ramp. We'll put a ramp here because this road will be maintained. The junction here, we will connect a ramp. From here, you go up through this existing road. The existing traffic going towards Bukit Segar Jaya and Taman Segar Perdana, this traffic will be maintained. Then we put one ramp here to ramp up to the elevated main line, heading to Ulu Kelang, and also the same ramp will be diverged under the main line, going connect back to the main line, heading to Sungai Besar.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Fu.
Here, sorry, here, that means here will be another entry inside the SUKE highway, is it?
This road,
This part,
this road will be maintained.
maintain.
Uh-huh.
So, but there's mentioned entry ramp, that means you can go in the SUKE highway via this road?
From this road,
From
traffic
this-
light will we put a junction from the junction here.
You-
We'll ramp up.
Your another turn inside to the SUKE highway,
Yes.
on top of the SUKE highway.
Sorry.
That means turning into the SUKE highway back to the main, the yellow line lah.
Yes. Yes.
But this road, I'm sure Kwan Sally, you know, this is a very accident-prone road, okay? And the entire road here is very, very jammed. If you really see in the morning and afternoon. So, I don't know, this is another entry point here to the SUKE highway will be another problem also. You may need to consider that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Madam Chung, you're saying no entry.
That's why I thought there's no, and I just saw this sign here. I just questioned why.
I think you have to be very specific. Are you suggesting you close that road? No entry.
I am not suggesting, but I need you all to consider because this road is currently very accident. A lot of accident happen at this junction. MPAJ knows very well. Okay, I don't know if you should consider this route. I'm not saying closing or open, but please consider this route is very steep here and a lot of accident has been happening in this curve here, during this curve.
Consider
Closing or opening, but you consider the accident, the possibility of accidents happening there.
Wendy Ali, because it's my zone, I think I know it well. Can you allow me to ask about this road?
I think Sally, you are the
I just
ahli
want to
majlis.
explain.
You're the ahli majlis. According to Datuk Eden, there's already been 5 briefings. This question should have been asked then and there. This is a public hearing, not a Q&A.
I just want to explain what she explained. I never complain. I just want to tell about what she's talking about.
Maybe I can better help explain that. Saya nak jelaskan apakah concern yang Esther Chung, Puan Chung yang mention. Yang pink color ramp to enter masuk SUKE Highway is the existing road going to our home. Okay, itu jalan adalah sangat bahaya. Dia one thing dia akan very steep turn and is going downhill very steep. Jadi ada banyak kereta dia tak tahu ini area dia pandu laju sikit dia accident. Dia masuk itu longkang, masuk itu side. Jadi kalau you nak buat ini same road untuk entry ramp to SUKE Highway, maknanya ada lebih kereta akan pakai ini jalan. Jadi probability untuk accident adalah lebih. Banyak lagi orang cedera, banyak lagi orang susah. Jadi kita akan protes ni ramp. Kita tak kata tak nak ini ramp untuk masuk SUKE Highway. Kita kata you kena buat design yang betul-betul untuk ini jalan raya. Sebab ini jalan raya kalau you pandu you tahu ini jalan raya design dia tak ada bagus. Jadi sekarang kita sudah install, Puan Sesi sudah help install semua itu bumper. Kita punya kereta absorber semua sudah tarak. Sebab kita kena lalu ini bumper. Sebab kalau tak ada bumper, orang tak tahu maju laju. Kalau hujan, jalan raya licin, memang ada yang accident. Jadi kalau nak buat ini jalan raya untuk ramp, lebih orang akan mengalami cedera. Kalau nak angkat itu ramp, dia kena pakai itu bumper untuk masuk SUKE Highway, tak betul lah. Jadi inilah concern Esther Chung yang nak kata ni. Tapi saya memang
Madam Chung, sorry, we get what you mean, but I just want to check with Madam Chung. You're talking about this ramp, right? This one. And this one, currently, this is an existing road, and then it turns into your area.
This is the route This is the route that yang hari-hari kita jalan.
Existing one. Existing one.
This curve.
Okay.
This curve going back to Kisada. This is the one that I mentioned, the entry ramp. And if you have great entry ramp here, there will be more traffic, more cars, and I would believe more accidents happening. Because this is a very steep ramp here. My concern. Thank you.
Okay. So when you say just now, asking to consider closing, basically to close to the ramp, the entry ramp, not close the road. Is that right?
Oh, of course, if you close the road, then we will not be able to go home lah. Then is, but if closing the entry ramp would also, if SUKE Highway is a must in that area, if you close the entry ramp, it will not benefit the people around the area. Cannot go inside the SUKE Highway, I would say lah. They can just see and cannot utilize if you close the entry ramp there. So this is also unfair. Okay.
YB, now the question is,
Mr. Kaur, this is not Q&A. I think this is the fourth time I'm saying this. This is for you to
This is
make
not
your
Q&A.
presentation.
No, YBD is not Q&A. This is really a concern. Now, we just do not want the highway to bypass into the forest reserve. That is our question. As to whether, we know you have the technicality, everything to do the things. But the question is, we do not want to be in our garden.
Okay.
I think YB, you have to allow once they have a chance to speak up, is it?
No, she's not unless she has unless she has filed in an objection.
No, she
has no right to say anything at this point,
No.
unless it is to clarify certain technical matters. That's all.
No, she knows the area, but she is
No, that's
representing
not the
us.
point, Mr. Paul. This is a public hearing for people who have filed feedback or objections.
No,
It's not for Ali Majlis or technical people to, suddenly just say whatever they like.
No, she knows the area well. She is representing us because
It's
everything we
okay,
have to
Mr.
go
Kwok,
through her.
it's okay.
The rest, they have been very quiet. This is the chance. We are taking down everything that you said. And please bear in mind, nothing is final. So we are still going through. There are also other people from other tamans who have also filed objections, and I think more importantly, provided options and feedback on the route from other tamans. Just I think I mentioned them, yang lain-lain kan. So we have to study each and every complaint. So yours is a big one. Yours is like 400 over. So if there's anyone else, please, this is a golden opportunity. You have half day. You can talk until 12 o'clock. The rest don't even have that kind of luxury.
YB, nama saya Lima Cincin. Sebelum saya pindah ke taman ini, saya di Jalan Ipoh. Disebabkan sana area banyak pencemaran udara, saya punya anak selalu sakit. Masa kami cari rumah biasa sampai ini area sebab order reserve. Mula kami pindah sampai ini taman ini area, kami banyak sudah, anak kami pun langsung 8 tahun tak pernah sakit. Kami pantang sebab ini SUKE highway. Dia lalu kami belakang, kami punya taman punya itu cerun, itu slope sana, melalui kami punya perimeter atas, sangat dekat dengan kami punya taman. Itu masa kami punya taman punya anak-anak, orang tua, tiap-tiap hari kena setukan itu udara, kereta, lori, lagi GMB punya pylon, semua lalu, mengapa lagi kena melalu kami punya 20 banyak punya taman, semua dekat kami punya taman. Ada baik untuk kami punya rakyat punya untuk kesihatan dah. Yang SUKE highway dia orang bina punya ini jalan, ada fikirkan kami untuk orang kami yang penduduk di sana sini banyak area punya itu taman dia orang punya kesihatan dah. Tiap-tiap hari kami kena tengokkan ini highway ataupun pylon. Nanti itu masa kalau ini semua area punya orang punya penduduk, itu orang tua ke, orang kanak-kanak ke, dia orang yang panjang rumah di rumah, sepanjang hari di rumah. Lagi panjang masa dari kami yang pergi kerja punya orang. Kalau yang kamu lagi mau bina ini, nanti orang yang kena sakit semua siapa yang tanggung? Foreign reserve adalah untuk kami, untuk masa kami berikan rumah. Sebab untuk apa? Untuk kami punya kesihatan. Sekarang kamu merosakkan kami punya kesihatan kami. Ini highway pun tunjukkan sangat dekat dengan kami punya taman. Ini fair tak? Thank you.
Puan Lim, boleh tunjuk mana rumah Puan Lim sekarang?
Saya di Jalan 6.
Dalam
Banyak dekat dengan itu cerun sana.
sini. Mana jalan 6?
This is Jalan 7. Jalan 6 is here.
It's the second one.
Yes.
So ini 7,
Yes.
ini 6.
Yes.
Wadi, disebabkan belakang itu jalan 7 sana adalah satu playground. Untuk kami punya taman punya, untuk kanak-kanak untuk tiap-tiap hari pergi sana, area orang tua pergi sana exercise, sepanjang hari. Ada fikir tak kamu?
The playground is here, right below the highway. So if let's say touch road, other vehicle jatuh or what, then he will hit to this area, which is our playground.
Thank you, terima kasih Puan Lady. Ada mungkin yang sebelah
YB, saya Samsia dari Samsia Aziz daripada Cemara. Saya mewakili 500 orang penduduk hari ini hadir. Jadi apa yang merisaukan kami, antara penduduk Cemara ni adalah daripada kalangan mereka yang bergolok bergadai untuk membeli rumah yang harga 42,000. Jadi apa yang berlaku kerisauan pada kami, kedudukan SUKE highway ini adalah selalu rapat dengan cerun, dan baru-baru ni semasa hujan lebat dan ribut, berlaku retakan pada longkang di belakang cerun yang terdapat 9 teres. Jadi untuk maintain cerun ni adalah terlalu mahal untuk bangunan Cemara yang maintenance-nya hanya RM49.50 untuk satu lot. Jadi kita boleh bayangkan mereka adalah penduduk yang miskin, yang terlalu susah, ada yang sehingga terlelong rumah mereka. Jadi kita boleh bayangkanlah sekiranya masa depan mereka, apa yang berlaku, mereka di bawah, cerun tu di belakang yang terlalu tinggi. Cerun ni kedudukannya lebih tinggi daripada rumah yang 10 tingkat. Jadi kita boleh bayangkan cerun ni di bawahnya adalah air bukit yang selalu berlaku tanah yang mendap. Dan begitu juga jalan laluan masuk ke Bukit Segar. Sekarang ni pun berlaku mendapan jalan yang kita masih belum dapat pakar geologi untuk menyatakan apa punca jalan tu mendap. Jadi pada pandangan kami sebagai penduduk, mendapan tu adalah disebabkan oleh air bukit yang mengalir di bawah dia. Jadi sekiranya kawasan kami ni dibebankan dengan isu pelon, SUKE highway, jadi masa depan kami ni adalah sebenarnya dalam ancaman lah. Kami tak menghalangkan kepada pembangunan, tetapi kalau melihat bebanan yang diletakkan kepada kawasan kami, saya rasa adalah lebih baik pembangunan ini diarahkan ke kawasan yang rata dan bukan di kawasan yang cerun tinggi. Terima kasih.
Puan Samsia, apartmen Cemara dekat sini?
Ya,
Yang
betul.
ini? Dua-dua?
Ya, 2 blok.
2 blok? 2
Ya.
blok ada berapa? Jumlah penghuni?
500 penghuni.
Dua-dua?
Ya, betul. Kalau isi rumah 6 orang, wajib boleh darab dengan 500.
Bukan 500 orang.
Terima kasih Puan. Yang lain juga saya ingin jemput lah kalau nak tambah.
Hello.
Ya.
Just giving a observation.
Your
My
name
name is
is?
Gan.
Mr. Gan.
Yes. If you see from the left hand side, you see, as the flyover move on the pink color.
Which one? This one?
Yes.
Here?
Yes. And all the buildings, yes, the buildings besides.
I'll use the pointer.
Yes. All the buildings here are all high-rise. Okay. Actually, they are run parallel with the highways. You see. In any case, and this is quite a steep, I would say, it's really steep. We have to move up our car all the way up. Yeah. You see. And all the residents here will suffer. And I would say that they are all low cost or medium cost. You see. I think they are in the thousands, not hundreds. You see. For better observation, can you imagine the highway run parallel with the buildings here? You see. Okay. As you move up here, especially Cemara, our lady friends here, in the first place, I don't understand how can MPAJ approve the buildings just right below the hills. It's just a recipe for disaster. I would say even without the highway, we don't know when this building is going to collapse. When I first moved here, Can somebody explain why? Why you need to build a tall and high-rise building here, just below the hill? Definitely, if you don't maintain the hill, I would say it's a recipe for disaster. I don't understand how Selangor government can allow this to happen, even if without the highway. As I say, the hill is 10 stories higher than the building. Are you asking for trouble just having the highway moving besides this building? Or can somebody guarantee me, as the highway builds, this building won't collapse? Or when it collapses, who is responsible? This is the most dangerous part, I would say, of the whole plan. As we go up, I said, as we go up here, and I cannot see anything further from here, you see, let's make it a point. This is the most dangerous part. Without, as of now, without the highway, I would say if there is no maintenance during the dry season, it's also a recipe for collapse. As we move up further here, you see, I used to go up to build for hiking. It's a very dangerous because it's a soft soil, I must say. And the whole forest reserve, once this highway built, whoever do hiking here is gone, finished. Nobody is going to do any more hiking there. This is the most natural, I think, forest in this area. As of now, I would say the waterfalls up there, here, somewhere around here, the water already start getting less and less for people who have been doing hiking there. The most important point here, if we have carried out EIA, I think this is just, it will never happen, this one. I can say that, if, I repeat, if we don't maintain this hill here properly, it's only a question of where this whole building will collapse. If it ever collapses, I would say, this taman here, if it falls straight down, all the houses here is gone. If it's gone, I must say, it's gone. Is something going to happen exactly what Genting, I think somewhere Ulu Klang. When I bought a house, I would say, I'm never aware of there is a building here. And I would say, the quality is terrible. I don't understand how the government allows this thing to happen. The quality here is terrible. You must understand, technically, if any of the soil move down, the building must be able to withstand. As of now, I don't think so. Please think carefully before we do anything serious. This is talking about future generation. We are not talking about current generation. Anything can happen along this way. That's it. Thank you very much, Yang Wali.
Thank you, Mr. Gan. So, just to summarize, we are talking about Cemara as well as this whole block,
Yes.
the entire block.
Excuse me, and the forest reserve for people who have been hiking beyond on the right hand side. The forest reserve is gone, I would say, once you put in the highway, because there are a lot of people hiking there, including foreign people who have been lecturing there or whatever, because surrounding there are a lot of schools, so they go up the hills for lecture, research, whatever. Please consider, because this hill actually is very important for the entire, not only for Cheras, because the other side of the hill from Ampang, people come over from that side. We call it the Apak San, you see. So it comes from everywhere. So if there is a highway, the the Ampang people will not be able to come on. Yeah.
YB, can I tambah sikit?
Yes.
Yes. Just now Gan mentioned the kelembapan tanah, which kita really khawatir about. Concern is the flats here. So it also affect our garden here. We have this small portion of green land. Okay. What happens is after staying for 8 years, around 10 years, we have moved in for 10 tahun di sini from 2005 until 2015 now. This little area, green area, after 10 years, it is proven the pokok start to tumbang because of the kelembapan tanah. We already make report to MPAJ. We can see the pokok tumbang by itself after a few rainy days. When we go and see the tanah bawah tanah is full of water. The longkang here pecah. Okay, this area only. Because maybe it is blocked, but not so serious problem. Only tanah, the longkang pecah and the pokok runtuh. This part, because it is blocked by the flood. So I believe this area, the kelembapan tanah is even higher than us. This is what we are very worried about. Thank you.
This Cemara apartment is on top of your taman, is it? Is that right?
Yes, yes.
It's on top.
Yes. Opposite the road.
Noted. I will discuss on this matter with MPAJ after this.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, YB. I must say, may I repeat, without the highway, Cemara apartment is at risk. And if Selangor government allow this to happen, I would say it will be a big disaster for the country again. And along the way, you can see all the apartments are running at risk. I would say. Please consider carefully, because we are not here to say that we don't want, but you look at the structurally, the whole thing is just a recipe for disaster. And you know very well that the hill on the other side is really steep and it's a soft soil. Are we asking for trouble or just because we want to do something? We can say we boleh, but at the end of the day, this is going to be hundreds of years. That, and people in Cemara apartment may not be there to see, I would say. Right now, please do something at the Cemara apartment, because that is the real place where, I don't understand how come you approve the building there, just beside the hill.
You mentioned
Yes.
it 3 times, Mr. Gan.
Yes, please consider, because unfortunately you people maintain the hill.
In 2001,
Yes.
when this was built, the guidelines were not so stringent.
I think this is nonsense,
Guideline.
You see, because we are living in 20th centuries, we are not living in 18th centuries. This is something that should not have happened.
It is
Please take note.
possible.
Yes.
Yeah. So we don't build like this anymore. We don't allow that.
No, I would say that, if you did build it, please maintain. Because there is a problem there. It's not only the soft soil.
Yeah, that's why we have to go and look at it. So
Please.
if you report that trees have fallen, there's some cracks in the longkang, then we have to move in and check it out properly.
Yes, nobody wants gentlemen and our neighbors happen anything.
Semua ni adalah tanda-tanda soil movement, as far as I know. So we are very, very concerned. In fact, now without any pembinaan already, I think the slope could be not that stable. So we are very, very concerned. We hope YB will help us look into this.
Bobby, ask one question.
Sorry. That's all. As I said, this is not a Q&A.
I see.
It's better you tell us What is it you want? What are the problems? This and that. You ask question. You can ask question outside also. They will answer you. So
When we bought the house 10 years back, they say they have a school. Can I, other scholar, out of the topic or what? So,
it is actually that is more topical because this has got to do with local planning. Okay.
So where is the sekolah?
Oh, this I don't know.
Because they mentioned the sekolah, so is the highway cut across the sekolah? I'm concerned if because my generation will study at the sekolah nearby. So will the SUKE highway block the sekolah, or because of the SUKE highway the sekolah doesn't come in? We need to know also. Thank you.
Yeah, this one I asked MPHA to it's a slope. Okay, so pihak MPHA said that this area was supposed, I mentioned the word was, supposed to be the school. But you cannot build a school on a slope.
But you can build a highway.
Highway can. Highway can, but not school. So I think there's another area that they plan to earmark, but I'm not too sure because that may include another part of MPHA. That one I have to ask MPHA to discuss further with the residents.
Sorry, Robbie, I really need to talk.
Okay,
It's not
just to
right.
give us a
It's
point.
not right, it's the other side.
Mana?
Not where you point.
Where?
Cemara.
Left? Right?
Yang
I'm
Cemara.
pointing now.
Taman Bukit Segar.
Bukan Cemara.
The empty land.
This one.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, this one.
Somewhere there.
This one.
Here lah.
This,
Higher,
Reserve sekolah.
Somewhere there.
Here.
On the road, yeah.
Yeah.
On this area.
Next to the apartment.
Yes. Starting, because the road is a slope.
End of the
It's a
Jalan
higher
Bukit Segar Jaya.
So, slope or not slope? Got school or not? Slope.
Minta maaf lah YB, Genting Highland ada banyak building yang dibina di slope. So kalau nak, I think you boleh juga ada teknologi nak build sekolah dekat slope. So semuanya adalah EIA, apakah impact to assessment and berapa harga nak bina, sebab tentulah bina sekolah dekat cerun lebih mahal. Jadi saya ingat nak betulkan pandangan sikit, anything kalau ada wang boleh buat.
We don't allow that in Selangor anymore. Secondly, also federal government will not give extra money to build on slope.
Okay, if that's the case, I'm quite happy to hear that lah.
Anyway, I think the one Sally,
It's not a slope. It's just a flat land beside Julie's housing. It's a flat land.
Not slope.
But it's going to be used for this girl.
Just a small flat area
Yes.
lah. It's not big.
how many acres?
About 3 acres.
3 acres not enough for
So
school.
enough. In fact, it's too small for school.
Standard is 5 acres for kementerian.
It's written there as sekolah.
But I
In
think
this
it's too
RT, Puan Sally, in this RT is written as sekolah. So you have a highway atau the sekolah.
Yes.
Okay, that's also one point we have to take note. Sorry, yeah, Puan?
Okey, dalam arti memang dah dimasukkan itu hari suka. Original memang dari resep sekolah. Dekat situ ada hari suka dan dekat situ juga ada jajaran TNB. Jadi sekolah tu sudah tidak sesuai lagi slope dan juga akan di pengambilan sebagai highway suka dan juga resep talian ratis TNB.
Jadi mana sekolah yang akan diambil?
Sebab lokasi sekolah pun sebab atas slope memang tak sesuai. Memang tak boleh
Atas slope bukan
atas slope.
on the slope, atas slope.
Atas slope.
Okay, I think we take who brought up the school issue? Sorry. Okay. You take your point. There is a school reserve also there on top of hill. Okay. Just one question, Madam Chung. Where is the nearest school?
The nearest school to this area,
Please go back to the some of the pictures.
existing school we mean.
Where are the residents sending their children now?
Existing Batu Sembilan, there's one school. Ceras.
Leisure Mall ni
Taman
also
Segar. In the Taman Segar.
slightly higher up there's a Malay school, but I mean it's asking school mah, so yeah, Leisure Mall up there is also a school I know. Taman Segar.
The zone 24 we do not have school.
Yeah.
The nearest is not within the Taman Corner, Taman Segar, and
How
Batu
far is
Sembilan. We are Batu 6.5, then there are
Just to go down to
Taman
Ceras.
Segar is the nearest.
Jauhnya dari kita Bukit Segar tu to Hatamas is about 4 kilometer already. Just to get down the hill.
6 7 kilometers. J.
Okay, ada sesiapa yang ingin tambah? Yes, sir. Your name, please.
Excuse me, my name is Michael Yi. Right. Since this morning, what we discussed here, I think this is good for both parties. What I'm concerned is that on behalf of my Taman in Bukit Segar Jaya 2, we are very worried about the future of our generation. And I hope that the government is going to look into that and be serious about it. Look into our welfare, yeah. And what I'm interested is that in case of in future, if there's any disaster, right, or any mishap, we just put in record that who is going to be responsible and so on. Yeah, I appreciate the effect of that. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. M.I.E. Is that right?
M-I-C-H-A.
M.I.C.H.
Michael.
Michael E. Oh, yeah, I see it. M.I.E.
YB,
Yes, Madam Lim.
saya mau tampilkan lagi. Sejak tadi ini zon 24, starting itu penduduk semua orang tinggal di sana area atas tempat utara segar. Saya percayakan yang penduduk yang ditinggalkan di sini ini zon 24, kesehatan dia orang semua dari sebelum pindah ke ini area lagi baik guys sebelum ini. Sebelum pindah ke zon 24. Sebab foreign reserve udara segar. Kalau itu SUKE highway, lagi banner di ini taman, ini zone 24, kesehatan penduduk sini area punya orang banyak akan kena. Siapa yang akan bertanggungjawab atas ini perbelanjaan yang macam itu perubatan? Orang tua sakit, orang anak-anak sakit, siapa lagi kena jaga? Kami kerja punya orang. Kami dewasa yang kena jaga orang tua, orang anak-anak. Dia orang tak dapat pergi sekolah, kena minta cuti ke? Kami kerja punya orang pun kena cuti. 8 tahun saya tinggal di kami punya taman, tak pernah pergi tengok doktor. Kalau ini SUKE highway, tengok lagi banyak dekat-dekat semua rumah, taman. Ini yang kami risaukan. Pertama, kesehatan. Atau fikir tak kamu suka highway itu, dia orang banner kat ini jalan semua di dekat-dekat semua jalan itu kawasan perumahan. Selain dari pencemaran, trafik, banyak problem akan keluar. Tiap-tiap hari, saya kena bawa saya punya anak pergi sekolah Taman Kolok. Tak ada kereta, jalan kaki tak sampai. 20 minit baru sampai sana. Atas sebab traffic jam. Turun bukit sudah jam. Sampai Lei Semua sana juga jam. Sekarang lagi SUKE highway kalau lagi banner begini, hulu klang, mana-mana tempat lalu itu highway, kereta semua tampak. Kerajaan kalau dia mau keluarkan keluarkan wang untuk banner highway, mengapa sini area kamu tak nampak tiap-tiap pagi, tiap-tiap hari traffic jam? Mengapa tak mau keluarkan duit untuk bannerkan tempat parking? Apartment lagi banner. Tahun depan akan siap. Itu apartment kalau di Taman Bukit Segajayawan. Itu demak. Sekarang sudah banyak jam. Itu masa macam mana? Sekarang ini itu apa? Parkingnya, kapak tak cukup langsung. Sampai itu banyak kereta parking di tepi jalan semua. Paling penting saya mau pantang adalah atas sebab utara sekarang kami akan hilang. Thank you.
Okay, Wabi. I suggest, instead you build the highway, why don't you widen the road up? It might be able to, to solve the problem, part of the problems. I mean, why don't y'all consider widen up the road? It could be one of the very, feasible, viable, even cheaper.
We take note of your suggestion.
Selamat pagi, Wabi. Saya Jason Hong. Saya duduk di Taman Bukit Setajaya 2 dan saya sudah sana tinggal dah selama 10 tahun. Yang apa saya rasa, taman kita, suasana kita amat baik sekarang. Dan udara pun amat segar. Waktu malam kita hampir kebanyakan rumah-rumah tak perlu bukakan aircon untuk tidur sebab udara yang segar dan sejuk. Jadi kalau highway dah datang, tentulah akan jejaskan udara di sana. Yang kedua, yang tadi Puan Chong kata, yang seleko yang selalu ada kemalangan tu, yang apa saya nampak sekarang, jalan tu sudah mulai mendap dan pecah. Jadi ini terbukti cerun tu mungkinlah bahaya untuk buat apa-apa projek yang besar. Itu yang saya nak cakap saja. Terima kasih.
Your name is Jason Hong.
Yes.
H-U-N-G.
H-O-O-N-G.
Terima kasih.
Okay, good morning. My name is Yang Cheng Jo. I'm also staying in Taman Bukit Setajaya 2. I just want to add on is that in order to connect to this highway, they are forced to surround the one taman here, which is called Taman Jeras Hatamas. Whereby it's not shown in this picture. And this issue has been brought many times for people staying in this taman. They are even worse than us because the 3/4 of their housing area is surrounded by the highway. And this is terrible. Another thing is that this road now has been using as an alternative route for people coming from even Kajang area because of the congestion at this Jalan Jeras. At the Jalan Jeras, they are forced to use this alternative road. Some of them have been come from Batus Plus and are using this road to go to the city. The road there we are going every day. This road. So if we are going to make an entrance here, and this road will be very, very congested. At the moment, it's already very bad during the office hour. And if you are building an entrance at this area, more cars will be coming into this road, I'm for sure. And the situation will become worse. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Yang.
YB, saya nak minta maklumat daripada penduduk. Just minta info je lah untuk kita nak buat penilaian nanti. Sekarang ni you duduk dekat Bukit Segar, Jaya 2 ataupun Bukit Segar, kawasan yang berdekatan dengan ni. You nak keluar ke jalan utama berapa masa yang you ambil pagi?
Pagi masa 7 ke, 8 ke, 9 ke, 10. Peak hour, saya ingat 15 minit pun ada. Kalau ini turun ini jalan about 15 minutes. Yeah, could be more lah because I leave at 6:30, so I don't know. Tapi
This one, you're talking about this.
no, all the way down to the main road. No.
Jalan Cemara 1.
I think you point out.
This is the road. We go down through here and then come down this road. This is the one, all the way down, where there's a T junction where the June 24 office is. So this whole road, I believe, is about 4 kilometers. And at 6:30 when I fly this road, saya ambil masa lebih kurang 10 minit lah sampai tu Petronas Station. Tapi saya ingat kalau 8 ke 9 pagi, can be up to 15 minit lah. Or more than that.
Setengah jam.
Okay.
Saya pernah jam di sana Bukit ini jalan saja. Setengah jam baru keluar sampai Leshomo jalan cerasnya itu jalan.
Dulu ini road right, satu hala saja, tapi terima kasih kepada MKJ dan YB dan Puan Sally sudah buka 2 lorong, jadi itu sudah help. Itu macam kita nak support apa yang Encik Kwa cakap tadi, why don't kita semua consider widening road, mana-mana yang ada bottleneck ke kita boleh improve macam tu lah. Tapi saya nak satu lagi cadangan lah. Ini MRT project yang sedang dijalankan akan connect Sungai Buloh, Kajang semua tu. Lepas ni siap, saya ingat dia akan tolonglah kesesakan jalan. Jadi saya nak tahu apakah benefit ni SUKE Highway. Lepas MRT sudah siap, mungkin you tak perlu ni SUKE Highway sebab semua orang pakai MRT. Jadi nak tahu juga apakah benefit ni kalau nak buat, sebab ni highway tak cheap lah. Saya ingat berapa harga ni highway, berapa bilion ringgit. Sekarang ringgit pun jatuh, semua pun jatuh, apa-apa pun jatuh, salary pun jatuh. Lagi nak belanja ni wang untuk build ni highway, negara akan bankrupt ke tidak? Jadi kalau dia build highway ni berbelanja bilion-bilion ringgit, tapi manfaat dia, benefit dia tak berapa banyak, apa pula kita buat ni? Siapa yang nak kaya buat ini projek ni? Bukanlah penduduk-penduduk kan? Penduduk-penduduk yang keseseraan, suffer. Ada orang yang buat projek kaya ni, saya tak tahulah. Jadi saya nak question juga apa benefit ni highway, memandangkan projek MRT akan siap 2016 ke 2017 akan tolong kesesakan jalan raya. Jadi ni tak perlulah. Saya ingat tak perlu.
Mr. Kwa.
Mr. Kwan ni siapa lagi?
Sorry,
Saya belum tukar nama lagi. Saya Richard Ng.
So your point is the MRT should suffice.
Yeah, MRT2 is coming.
I would think so, but of course I don't admit I know everything.
MRT 1 and 2.
From this central linking the same through our taman also.
Yeah, I think I read it's about the same destination, so I mean you don't need to connect Sungai Buloh and Kajang and whatnot, because I think the MRT will help people get along to various places, and it's also cheaper. You tengok kalau tiap-tiap orang pandu kereta, negara ini akan consume banyak minyak tau. Jadi kalau orang semua drive, minyak sudah tak berapa banyak, negara kita pun tak buat lagi banyak minyak, kita nak import minyak, minyak ni lagi harga naik depan, kita susah. Negara ni import minyak banyak susah tau. Saya buat kerja dekat oil, dia saya tahu. Jadi yang best untuk negara ini adalah untuk orang semua dapatkan pengangkutan awam, sebab kalau tiap-tiap orang pakai petrol habis kita.
Thank you, Richard. Ada sesiapa yang nak tambah poin? Ataupun Datuk Eden nak memberi kesimpulan? Do you want to maybe give the last few remarks?
Thank you, Adi. Thank you for your effort to host this meeting here. In fact, I strongly support what you say, because MRT2, in fact, they have a very ambitious plan to link from Trust Central, okay, the same route and going to Ampang here. So it means that using this MRT2, I think we people prefer to use public transport rather than driving all the way. So we strongly object this SUKE coming to our area. Thank you.
Let's discuss with the people. So the process is still a few more years. It will not be like next year or 2 years. Okay? But we'll take that into consideration where their proposed alignment will be.
Actually, I don't know why our area, SUKE highway come, MRT2 will come, and then the panels is coming. So I don't know whether this route is following according to the SUKE and the pylons Pendengaran. So I think maybe SUKE is trying to follow according to the TLP pylons Pendengaran. I think so. Something, it looks very similar. Yeah, it's true. Yes, actually. I don't. You see, they are love partner, no? You see, SUKE and TNB.
SUKE TNB.
I cannot answer. I don't know why we want to go through here. So, kalau tak ada lagi pandangan ataupun bantahan, saya ingin ucapkan terima kasih kepada Datuk Eden dan juga semua yang hadir pada pagi ini. Saya ingin menegaskan tadi, saya dah sebut ini bukan Q&A. Kalau ada beberapa perkara yang memerlukan penjelasan, saya yakin Puan Sally dan juga FAJ boleh juga ada taklimat tambahan so that you can have more clarity on this matter. But our objective is to record your objections and all your points, and then we will take that into consideration. Just to let you know the process, there will be still a series of discussion, technical agency discussion. So I cannot say anything right now because it depends on a lot of the technical agencies' feedback. Then there will be no decision made at this meeting. It will be brought to another meeting with more officers and agencies sitting down and evaluating everyone's feedback. So not just from your taman, but also there's a lot more. Okay. So, but I'd like to thank you for your time.
Sorry,
in the morning, coming here during work hours. We really appreciate all of you taking time off today.
Will the resident have the chance to see the EIA report and whatever key data if the decision is still proceeding ahead with this original route and things like that?
Okay, I think, okay, so I just want to ask Mr. Fu, is there an EIA report? There should, actually EIA reports are not secret, am I right? You can give it out to persons who would like to read it. Betul. So in the EIA report, there should also be an SIA, a traffic impact assessment. Well,
Yeah,
EIA, I mean, I see EIAs all the time. So
EIA has been done quite some time already. I think the public can get access from the DOE because it's always in their library.
yeah, tapi you want them to be supportive of your project. You give to them one set. Ini yang saya minta lah. Instead of them going to Putrajaya, very hard also. Just give them.
Ini hari tak ada orang pergi library, semua go to website saja. So kalau boleh EIA make into public, put in a website domain in the DOE department, we can have email to us the link, then we can access it from there.
The DOE website does not give out full. They just give you the summary, and basically it's that executive summary. You want the full report? I would suggest.
Yeah, we can.
I also want to read. Actually, I have not seen the full report.
Yeah, to ensure its accuracies and being done correctly. I've read EIA before for my project, so I know what it takes, but I've not read one in the land and housing area. So I believe, as YB say, it is a public document. If it's been approved by DOE, it can be given access for people who are interested to read and have questions on it.
Okay, YB, has this project been approved already? Has this project been approved by the state government?
I think the fact that we are discussing it means that we are still discussing on their line.
Okay.
Okay, this is not a state government project. So we don't know, when at the federal level what's happening, to be very frank.
Yeah, I know, but then you all have a jurisdictions, because of your land, they are going through the state government.
That's why we are discussing this, because there's zoning of land, there is a change of status, things like that. And a lot of state government land is involved in this.
Just, I'd like to ask a simple, this is a very personal question. What is your stand on this project?
If I give you my personal opinion,
Yes.
this whole morning someone else has to chair.
No, because
I cannot give my personal opinion because I'm chairing the meeting.
No, it's okay. But what about you? You are the YB and representing the what we call the parties or in one way or the other. We are just looking at what is your stand. Just
No, I can't. I think it will call into question my neutrality in this matter. So
I think what he's asking
if I give you my opinion now, you have to come back next week and someone else.
Let me paraphrase what he's trying to ask, YB.
It's okay. I understand perfectly.
Do you
and
feel for the resident?
You don't need to interpret what other people say. I
Do you
notice that
feel
you
for the
have this,
resident if you are
this
staying in
habit of
Taman Bukit
speaking on
Segaja?
behalf of other people who are present.
Okay, maybe YB can conclude. You say our doctor already conclude on
I've
behalf of the
already given you
residents.
the conclusion just now. I gave you what is going to happen. And then what we hope to achieve, the processes that will occur, and then we'll get back to you. But I think the question on EIA is important. I think you all should have a copy of that.
SIA to SIA.
And also, I would personally like to have a copy of the EIA as well. Yeah? I'm nodding. I think you should nod too. Because I will give my feedback on this. Okay? So thank you very much for your time. I know it's very frustrating. I know that this is something that you all, have been, have been facing for the past, I think, 3 years. I also hope that there is a fruitful resolution to all these issues.
But it's not only frustrating, we're not only facing SUKE, we also face the DMB bylaws, I think you know. You see? So I think many of us, we're going to go into this, the mental hospital really, staying in this area. DMB bylaws and MRT2 and other SUKE highway. So you guys, you just come with something, but I think next time we meet, next time we SUKE will meet, please do something professional. Show us everything black and white. Okay? This is something which I don't like. Very, very blur. I don't know why he's talking about that. Oh, thank you.
I think whatever, I think to make everybody happy, to me, the best solution is to widen the road.
As I mentioned earlier, we will discuss with MPH. So all your points that you have made actually have been noted down. And then whatever can be done, will be done. Okay?
Thank you.
So thank you very much.